Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Joseph Montes. I'm the president of Voiceplate. Today is June 27th, and we're here today to add a board member that I think is going to be very strategic for us in the months and years to come as Voiceplate develops into what I hope will become a juggernaut in the technology space. Like many innovative technology Silicon Valley-based companies before us, this Los Angeles technology juggernaut aims to define modernity. And how are we going to do that? Well, we're going to start off with a pretty, what I like to call a very fluid and intelligent management team that surrounds itself with great partners. And our partners are around this table. K&L Gates, our lawyers that help us with corporate finance and patent technology and labor contracts. Our strategic advisors from Goldman Sachs, who I have a short history with, have always been there for us to provide us great advice. And our strategic partners with Credit Suisse, who are always there for us, introducing us to the right people, agreeing with us, disagreeing with us, and just giving us long-term view and insight. So today, we take the next step in what we think is going to be an incredible fit on our board, and we know that based on her past experience, Rochelle Gores Fredston is going to be that juggernaut. So without any further ado, I am going to introduce Rochelle, and if you'll put your hands together when I tell you about her background, which is pretty amazing. But Rochelle spent early part of her years in Michigan and came out to Los Angeles, and the whole time that she was in school and she was learning marketing and business, she had a father who was a giant in the entrepreneurial space, Mr. Alec Gores. And she learned all about entrepreneurship. She knows what a company looks like that can be successful, that could be successful. And with that experience, she has grown her company, a boutique firm in West Hollywood. And in addition, she is a strategic advisor and due diligence director at the Gores Group. So if you'd be kind enough and put your hands together as I introduce Rochelle Gores to join our board, and we'll go around the table and ask a few questions, and then we'll have a signing ceremony where she'll sign, and then I think we'll go and we'll have some refreshments. So it's my pleasure and honor to introduce Rochelle Gores Fredston. Well, Rochelle, we're going to go around the table and just get a few questions, and you can answer them or just pass.
Great.
But I'd like to start with Mr. Tom Weisenborn from Credit Suisse.
Hi, Rochelle.
Hi.
Could you tell us where you think you see Voiceplate going in the next 5 years?
Yeah. I think this is a really great company. From my father over the years, I really learned about businesses and saw what it takes to make a business and create a great business, along with creating mine. And I see this as being one of the future companies that could be a company in Barron Magazine as one of the most innovative companies. And I'm really excited to be a part of that.
Thank you. And Brandon.
Hi, pleasure to have you on the team. Very
Thank you.
excited. How do you view Voiceplate in such a competitive social media and technology landscape?
Well, one, they have a really strong management team, which is really what makes up a great business and keeps the business going. We have contracts with many great universities in helping their campus safety. I think that's wonderful and different. And we're also working on a program to help veterans. And I think all these things will really put us aside as keeping us different. We have a vertical in the arts and media as well.
And our partner from K&L Gates, senior partner, Robert Fader.
Congratulations, Rochelle.
Thank you.
You're obviously a person in very high demand, and you must have had many opportunities. So what was your thought process in selecting Voiceplate?
Creating my own business 5 years ago, and now working with the Gores Group, and also again being raised by my father and seeing what it takes to create a wonderful business and to create something with good opportunity. I see that, I can feel that, I can taste that. And when these guys came to me and told me what they've created and what they have going on, I was blown away. And I thought this could be something really big, and this is going to be one of the next social media hits. And I'm really excited to be a part of it and really help them in their entertainment and fashion and arts.
Great, thank you, Robert. And I would also, at this moment, like to introduce Council Member Eric Garcetti, who is with us, to wish the company well, and also Rochelle Gores. So thank you for joining us.
Absolutely.
Council Member Garcetti.
My pleasure. Thank you. And first of all, congratulations, Rochelle. You're definitely joining an exciting company, and one that I'm very pleased to be here to support, not just in specific terms, but also more broadly as part of what Los Angeles is undergoing right now. Great to be with the Gores Fredston family, the Fredston and Gores part of the family, as well as Joe and Joe. Congratulations on what you have built up here. And I think in this boardroom we have reflected really what makes Los Angeles so dynamic and so great right now. We are poised in kind of the third big tech explosion, at least in my lifetime, internet-based explosion. And Los Angeles is best poised, I believe, in this country to benefit from that. We haven't had our big hit yet, but this may be that big hit. And the reasons why, when you look at our basic ingredients, the intellectual capital that we have here, 3 incredible research institutions that are based in a single city, Caltech, USC, and UCLA. When you look at the weather that we enjoy on a day like this, and our capacity to attract people to come here and live here and prosper. And also our position geographically is kind of the crossroads of the world. It has shifted to the west in the United States, and we have become the eastern capital of the Pacific Rim. We're the northern capital of Latin America, and of course the western capital of this country. As such, especially as we look at increasingly people's desire to connect with one another, I think Voiceplate will do some great things to allow us to bring together how we get around this city, to be able to look at different ways of connecting with one another. The time that we spend, whether it's in traffic or whether it's in dreaming up a new company, you're well poised to be able to benefit from how we bring ourselves together. The cliche about Los Angeles is we lead very solitary lives. My experience has always been the opposite, that we are the most networked city in the world. If you want your product to work, come to Los Angeles and try it. 37 countries have their largest populations outside their home country here in Los Angeles. That's never happened before in human history. When you look at Hollywood being here in the fashion industry, this is the contemporary art capital of the world. All of those strains of creativity, all those strains of innovation are poised to make Los Angeles the defining hub in the world for innovation and creativity. And I see Voiceplate at the front of the line for that. And so on behalf of the city, I wanted to congratulate you, Rochelle. Thank you guys for being here in Los Angeles. We take this weather for granted, assuming companies will stay here, and we have to fight to be more business friendly, and also to make that personal relationship between government and those companies that are making a difference. So here's to your prosperity. May you bring many, many more jobs here to Los Angeles and help lift up our local economy. I know that we'll be a partner every single day.
And I have a question for you.
Of course. You told Rochelle ahead of time, but not me.
If you were to become mayor of the city of Los Angeles, can you tell us what your view to technology would be? How would you create a real robust technology platform in Los Angeles? For instance, some cities have a chief technology officer.
Well, I would say that as we've seen the world change around us, the way we communicate, the way we buy things, the way we interact, government is at least 20 years behind that. And it is my ambition to accelerate that here in the city of Los Angeles, so that we put government and the ability to interact with one another literally in the palms of our hand. But it starts by putting an infrastructure in place. I mean, were I ever to be mayor, I would hire a chief technology officer for our city, and many people are surprised that a $10 billion enterprise like the city of Los Angeles, with the most important port in America, with the most important airport, with all these assets, doesn't even have a chief technology officer today. I would bring technology to put power in the hands of our constituents. Just even working with local companies recently, we've done smartphone apps where you can take pictures with your phone of graffiti or pothole, and through the GPS in your phone, text it to us, and 2 days later we can tell you, hey, that pothole is filled or that graffiti is painted out. We have applications that help you find a parking space in Hollywood today, real time, one of the only neighborhoods in the world. And we'd love to see Voiceplate integrate into that, because I really see Los Angeles' technology future is in rewriting our history as city as platform. I want Los Angeles to be the first city that is built as a platform for technology, for innovation, for creativity, and ultimately for our prosperity.
Excellent. Ron, you have a question for Mr. Garcetti.
Well, when you talk about integrating technology into the city and trying to enhance that, how do you see what do you see yourself doing to try to attract more technology companies to LA?
Well, if you look at New York, I think it's a great case study. A couple years ago, nobody thought of New York as a technology center. But with good concerted leadership and good marketing, let's call him Governor, Mayor Bloomberg has really positioned New York as a great place for technology companies to come. Now, the irony is we have more technology startups here, we have more deals here, we have more of a backbone here than in New York. But because the buzz is there, we have the danger of being overtaken by cities like that unless we have that same focused entrepreneurial approach. For me, we have better ingredients to sell here. It's much more expensive to do business in New York. It's a less enjoyable lifestyle. We have great neighborhoods here. We have the best canvas in the world. I mean, think about if you're a startup, even being in the Bay Area right now, coming down to Los Angeles, we'll have things like we've 4 times closed down 10 miles of roads to bicycles for something called Ciclovia. 150,000 cyclists came out through downtown Los Angeles to enjoy this weather and to see each other. And I was talking to a venture capitalist recently who said, the best thing you can do, while it's important for you to reduce taxes, cut red tape, and everything else, keep building great neighborhoods here in Los Angeles. The comeback of downtown, Silicon Beach with Venice and Santa Monica, the resurgence of Hollywood, which has turned around after decades in the dumps. That is what we're going to do to be able to attract, I think, technology to be here, because those technology innovators want to be in cool cities where there's a good buzz factor. And I'll close answering your question with this. I went to college in New York in the late 80s, early 90s, and then I went to graduate school in London in the mid 90s. Those towns were much more tired feeling than we are today. So even in our worst moments, New York was synonymous back then with a mugging and almost bankruptcy a couple years before. Now it has reinvented itself and roared back. London has the Olympics coming this summer. Their best days weren't just a few years behind them when I was there in the 90s, but a century behind them. And by investing in the cultural and creative class, they have roared back, and I think Los Angeles moment is right now and right here, and I think this is going to be a big part of it.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much.